Yeah, there's like 40 some people waiting.
All right.
No, 60 some.
Dang.
60 some?
69
Yeah, 60,
dudes.
64 right now.
All right. We have to make it. We have to make moves. We have to get in the game. All right.
I'm good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going in 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. It is Sunday night. It is 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and that's an important time because a lot of things happen around 5 o'clock here. But on Sundays, it's the day we do. It's the day that we do and the time that we do our live thing. Chris, how are you doing today?
I am
fine.
I am rolling.
Yeah,
Matthew.
that is awesome.
Yes, I'm good.
So there have been some people lamenting your no mustache. Yeah, you're growing it back, or you're just getting lazy.
Facial hair happens.
It does,
and you can. And people said that I looked good. I know I didn't look good in that mustache. So
I thought you looked cool in the mustache and shirt.
But I
no one can say
have,
nobody on this side of the table can say I don't look good as much as me, and I still have this dumb mustache.
Well,
so, yeah.
And yeah, the shirt went a long way to making the mustache not look dumb, but I only have the one shirt.
Okay, yeah.
I can't wear it every day.
It's not just a mustache, it's a wardrobe.
It really is.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, that was part of a costume more than anything.
I thought it looked cool, man, and I think there's a lot of people out there who are wondering, well, what is Chris going to do next with his epic beard, mustache, shirt? They never know.
I can't. Yeah, there's too much pressure. I just can't deal with it.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
Yeah.
You know, when your life is on display, like it is, yeah, there's stuff that you never know what.
You never do know.
What people are going to dig and not dig.
What's next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, guys, I hope that you are having a great week and a great end to a great weekend. And thanks for being here with us. I love Sunday live streams, and we've got some great stuff to talk about tonight. One is the, let's see, so I have a list here of talking points like I try to do, mostly so I don't forget things.
Good idea.
Because I'll just start talking and talking and talking. You don't have to worry about me not talking. It's just I want to make sure that I get all the right things to talk about.
Didn't your dad say that you should give Chris more airtime?
Yes, my father said you need to give Chris more airtime, and I'm like, well, if Chris wants to try and butt in, he's more than welcome.
That's pretty much what I do. I just wait for an opening. I wait for you to take a breath every 3 minutes, and then I try and say something if there's something important to say. Yeah.
So what's new and exciting is there's been a lot of talk about the What Would Leo Fender Do guitar. Mm-hmm. So there will be another video on this axe coming up later. Is there something I can aha! This little guy right here. So there's going to be one more video on this guitar coming. You know what I just realized? This guitar has my least favorite guitar color on it because it has my most favorite shirt. I have my most favorite shirt color on. So that means that the guitar just sort of hides in the t-shirt. That's why I don't like to do black guitars, I think they need to be like, a color
look
that
at me.
Yeah, they need to be like iridescent yellow or something. So anyway, but there'll be one more video on the What Would Leo Fender Do? I got it totally wrong series of videos. And that's going to be fretting the neck and setting the neck. I've decided that I want to glue the neck in. And a lot of you guys have said that that's what you would do too. So one guy said you have to use bolts because the pickups are too spanky and you got to get that spanky sound. And I'm like, yeah, but I just kind of want to use glue. So what do you think of that, Chris?
I
don't give a
whatever
toss.
You want to do. Yeah, at this point, I don't.
You don't really care on this or any other guitars that we make.
Yeah.
Chris is so passionate.
There's some other secrets that are going to happen to this guitar too.
What?
I'm not saying because they're secrets.
Do I know what they are?
Yeah.
I do? Okay.
No.
Cool.
No candy.
I really have no idea what.
Yeah, you do.
I do? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know. And we've also got a bunch of What Would Some Dude Do videos coming up. In fact, the next What Would Some Dude Do video is it's going to be, it's not what you think, but I'm going to give you a teaser. It's going to be called what some dude at ESP would do. You'll never figure out what it's going to be. I dare you to guess. Yes, ma'am.
I have a great idea for a playlist for your YouTube channel.
Okay.
What would dude do?
Mm-hmm. I think right now it's what would some famous guy do.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's dude.
Okay, it's
Right,
dude.
It's dude. What would
I
you
got it. So anyway, there's more of those videos coming soon. Yeah, they're lots of fun. They don't seem to be as well viewed as a lot of other videos, but it could just be because there's only the first video gets the views, right?
It's once again that's what's happening is each one in the series goes down and down and down.
Yeah.
And pretty soon you're at what would Leo Fender do? Age of Ultron, and nobody wants to view it.
Yeah, we've all especially if they know
Batman 4.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze comes out and So anyway, let's see. So we've got a very special guest today, and that is our good friend Jesse Givins, and Jesse has some stuff to show us, and we're gonna do that reveal style, and we're gonna get started on that now. So a little bit of a backstory. Jesse took one of our online classes, and when he realized he was like 4 miles from the shop, in the nice neighborhood, 4 miles away.
It's amazing what 4 miles will get you.
It's amazing what across the street will get you sometimes.
Around Denver, that's true. Yeah.
But 4 miles away, the neighborhood gets pretty swanky. Anyway, so we've got Jesse here. So Jesse's been working out of our shop, but what you need to know is that Jesse just comes in and just does stuff here. We don't do anything. Except go, hey, we do like old man stuff. But yeah, so Jesse's a great guitar builder, and we're happy to have him at our shop because it gives us a little bit of cred. Really. You know what I mean? So we're going to pan the camera around to the reveal location where we're going to go talk with Jesse Givins from Givin Guitars, and we're going to show you his great guitar build-off unofficial entry. It's super cool. Let's check it out.
Yeah, Stephanie's here too. She's really glad the guitar's done.
Woohoo!
Jesse,
Right.
yeah.
You can stop talking about it now.
No, we're
We're gonna talk about it more.
All right.
Okay. So this is my seat where I sit. This is where I sit.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that your good side?
I don't know that I have a good side. All right, here we go. Reveal time. Reveal. Okay, everybody, to my right, your left is Jesse Givins. And Jesse, tell us all about. We want to know every little thing.
Okay. So this is my great.
No. We want to know about you first.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to know about me?
Yeah.
Great. So I live just up the road here, as Matt said.
Uh-huh.
I've been building guitars. The first guitar I built was in high school.
Cool.
And then it was in high school woodshop class, and I've been building on and off, but really picked it up again solidly about 4 years ago.
Okay.
When I started to take it a little bit more seriously, build some guitars for my friends,
Cool.
sell some guitars locally here, and then started to build up my shop really in the past couple of years, and then being able to work here has sped things up dramatically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we love having you here. You're a cool guy, and like I said to Chris, it gives us a little bit of a street cred to have somebody else working out of the shop.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
All the best guitar workers, builders, work out of the Texas Toe Shop.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It would.
Okay, so what do we got going on here? There's a lot going on, and you need to let everyone know all the cool stuff that's happening. But what is this for? What are you even doing this for?
So this is for the Great Guitar Build-Off unofficial entry. And
Pretty swanky for an unofficial entry.
not too bad. I'll go show you what it looks like. Before I do, I want to shout out Big Sky Guitars, which is Devin Riddle's guitar brand, who has an entry.
Yes.
And Charlie Mike Guitars,
Yes,
which is
that's
Doug
Doug.
Cook's entry.
If those
So
guys want to come down here and do a reveal video too, they can.
that'd be super cool.
And you're gonna go through the hardware, right?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
we're gonna go through the whole shoot
Absolutely. Yeah, they're awesome builders. Check them out.
Mm-hmm.
So for this is a guitar I built based on the video game BioShock. Yes, I'm a nerd, and I hope there are other nerds out there who will want to vote for this guitar as well. But that video game is based in an undersea world, and there are some interesting philosophical elements to it. So here on the back of the neck, one of the sayings in the game is, "No gods or kings, only man."
Now, I actually wrote on the back of one of your neck blanks something very similar to that.
It
Yep.
was very similar.
He did. It said, what did it say? No gods or kings, only fuck faces.
Yes, something.
I
like
believe something
That's
like that.
you know, there's always funny stuff happening here
Yeah,
at the show.
absolutely. So this is what the headstock looks like. It's got one of the characters from the game on the truss rod cover. The fretboard is pale moon ebony, and it has black pearl inlays. The top is flame maple, obviously.
Swanky.
Yep, with
That's a really flame hunk of maple there.
very
That's-
flamey flame with got that Gucci finish from Chris and the Texas Toast guys.
Now wait a minute.
Did
wait
it
a minute,
did
wait
it
a minute.
myself.
Chris, yeah, you did all that stuff.
I did it myself,
We
but
didn't
it, but
do
it is
any
their
of the
Gucci
work on
finish.
this guitar.
That's correct. And yep, so I left the binding on it natural, sort of PRS style.
That's cool, man. But it's got like kind of a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, it's got a
and that's the
bevel on it.
binding. That's neat.
It's got a bevel on it, and it's got one of those fancy Godot wraparound bridges, which are really beefy and pretty cool. It's got 2 Paul Reed Smith pickups in it, so they're 5708s. The back is actually monkey pod. That's the wood this is.
That's the nerdiest thing on this
I
guitar.
know.
All that video game stuff is nerdy, but yeah.
Totally true. And it's got the bolt-in neck, which Matt showed me how to do for this one guitar.
How many bolts you got holding it on there?
3 of them. Crazy, right?
Are you sure you got enough?
Oh man, I don't know. I'll have to ask
I
Brad.
think the way that you've got this set up, that's yeah, gonna hold it on just fine.
I think so.
People are really digging it.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. It has a magnetic cavity control cover. Here's
la la.
the mess that's going on in there with everything else. I don't have a tab on it yet, so I have this piece of tape. And then the fanciest thing is it
Whoa,
has
ground
lights.
effects.
So,
You've totally wasted an opportunity for a, but wait.
oh, but
There's
wait,
more.
there's more. So yes, it has lights in it. They're LEDs that I placed in epoxy, and then sprayed the finish over the epoxy so it's hidden mostly.
So the lights are
Unless you
actually
see it.
bright white, but
Yep.
because there's
finish is
candy
blue.
color, yeah.
Yep. And other than that, everything is black chrome hardware, and that's it. That's
Cool,
it.
man.
So yeah, I like it. It's small. It's sort of like Gibson Nighthawk sized.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fairly small. It's probably because I probably screwed things up by about an inch or so in each direction
One of
when
the
I
things
picked
that
my plan, but you know.
One of the things that I like about having you here at the shop is you bring a different perspective to all of the because I'm pretty stuck in my ways, and I'm gonna go ahead and speak for Chris here. I think he errs on the side of traditional, and so it's nice to have someone who's not completely jaded come in and like make neat stuff. This one that's right above my head, a bunch of people asked about. That's one of Jesse's guitars as well, and we hope to do a reveal on that one coming up real soon too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so you want to play us out?
Sure.
So this has a, is this a kilt? No, it's that's the
lights.
yeah.
And it's cool because it lights up. You can see that it's light.
Oh
It's
yeah.
light.
Hold on a second here.
Yeah. Looks like your phone is.
Flame through. That's it. It's a guitar.
Well, guys,
It
thanks
plays.
for checking out Jesse Given's entry into the Great Guitar Build Off Unofficial contest. If you have any questions about this, where can they reach you?
They can reach me at Givin Guitars, which is on Instagram, or givinguitars.com.
Givin.
I-N.
Okay.
I think I misspelled it.
That's totally okay. It's
Okay.
Givin.
We can fix it.
We'll
Cool.
fix it in post.
That's right.
Jesse, thanks for joining us, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming down and showing us your entry. What are the important dates for unofficial entry stuff? Do you
I
know?
think it's October 17th.
Okay.
Or 14th or 17th that our official videos have to be entered.
So check out all the other unofficial video guys, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Not just Jesse's, although I'm a little biased towards some people who are friends of the shop. So let's get back to the Sunday live stream, and thanks once again, Jesse, for hanging out with us and being part of the shop.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Cool, man. All right, let's do this. I got to get back to beer drinking.
Greg Pearl says, buy that man a beer.
Okay.
Jesse doesn't enjoy the beers with us.
Oh, he does,
Can't.
but
He
he
can't.
doesn't
Yeah, that's
drink.
what I mean. Is he can't.
Drink my special beers that are
Yeah.
free.
All right. All right. All right. We just got to.
Hey, I got it right.
Okay. Well, that was cool. You know, it's
That was
fun.
cool.
It's fun to do a reveal video in the Sunday live stream. Sunday live streams are super fun, and I'm glad that we kind of keep it. There's really no, you know what I mean? We don't have an agenda. It's really just more for fun, and we just kind of dink around and drink beer and talk with you guys. And sometimes I get mad, and sometimes I get drunk, and sometimes we have good ideas, and sometimes we just sort of just have fun and party. But I do like to have videos that are structured, which brings me to my next fun idea that we're going to start doing this Thursday.
Oh, what's that, Matt?
Do you want to tell them what it is, Chris?
No. Go ahead.
So for the rest of the year, Chris and I are going to start a brand new thing, and I think we're going to call it something like Guitar Building Question and Answer. So one of the things that happens on the Sunday live streams is, you know, I get talking, which is something it's hard for me to slow down, but I get talking and I miss questions in the little comment section off to the side, and it's usually like, hey, what do you think about whatever it is, stainless steel frets, or where do you get those neck inserts that you use, or what kind of paint gun pressure settings do you have? And we thought one of the things that we could do would be to have a live question and answer thing every week where we just talk about and answer your questions about guitar building. And we are going to get some sponsors to help us out with that. So you don't have to buy, there's no paywall to get your question answered. We're going to have some sponsors that are going to help us out. We're going to have Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, help us out with that. We're going to have Mike Learn Airbrush is going to help us with that. And if you know anyone else that wants to get in on the ground floor and be a sponsor of the Thursday question and answer thing, we're going to do it. Well, hold on. If you know anybody that wants to, or if you want to get in on the ground floor of sponsorship of the Thursday question and answer deal, please send me an email and we can make that happen. We're going to do that every Thursday except for the first Thursday of every month, because the first Thursday of every month is we've got slated for our online training. There is a paywall for that. So like for example, last Thursday was the first Thursday of the month, and we did our template class, which was wildly successful. What did you think of that, Chris?
It was good. It was fun. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. Yeah. Those are always.
Give me more time to drink.
It's more of a deep dive than we can do in a 15-minute video or even a 30-minute video. That one went so fast. It was an hour and 45 minutes, and I still felt like we could have done more before the Q&A.
Yeah, so it was a good 2.5 hour
Yeah, it was
video.
about 2.5 hour video when we were all done, and we could have done another hour on it. That's
easily,
how
yeah.
intensively deep it was.
One of the other cool things about that was that was sponsored by our friends at Guitar Building Templates.com. And Ron over there gave everybody 20% off for the rest of the year on all the templates that he has that he'll make for you. So that video, if you really want to see it, you still can. Even if you don't really want to see it, you still can. It's on the website under online classes in the archived videos. It's not a very hard thing to find, and you can sign up. You can buy it right there. The cool thing is you get 2.5 hours of video and 20% off at guitarbuildingtemplates.com for the rest of the year. So if you guys are wanting to buy some templates to start making guitars and you want to save a little bit of money, basically, if you bought 2 sets of templates, you get the class free.
And make a little bit of money.
Yeah, you make $4.95.
You buy one, you buy one template, you get about $12 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, which almost pays for the class.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So anyway, template video. It was a lot of fun to do, and there was a lot of people who enjoyed it, and I even have some templates coming. So
There you go.
yes, ma'am.
Did you get those super chats?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, well, Doug asked if that was Jesse, if that was the body that you were cutting out that week that he and Dylan were here.
No, that's another one that's similar to it.
It's similar,
Yeah,
but
it's similar.
not
I
the
haven't
same.
finished that
Yeah.
one yet, actually. I'll finish it soon.
We need to tell Doug that his guitar is all boxed up and ready to go. It's got a really nice case too.
And then Paul M. Hall threw down to buy you a beer, and then that was doubled down by Pearl. Where is he? Greg
Greg
Pearl.
Pearl
Yeah,
getting
for round
drunk
2.
with Jesse at Texas
I think they want to.
Toast.
They think that you're cute.
Nice.
I'm teasing.
I don't know if that's accurate or not. So, so is there anything more about the Thursday class, Chris, that you can think of? We're going to start. The very next one is going to be this Thursday.
Yeah, 5 to 6 Mountain Standard
So we're going
Time.
to shoot for an hour at first.
We're going to shoot for an hour.
Where does
yeah.
the Thursday land when it's on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
We're just going to skip it.
we're probably going to skip the Thanksgiving one, but yeah. But you know what? If these are wildly popular, we can make it up. But yeah,
We could, but yeah, the whole idea is to, do something that we don't normally do.
and if your question is about something that is has a visual aid that's close enough, I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do those with me? Or are you gonna? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll do them with you, but I'll also try and pay attention to what's going on. We have,
Yeah.
that whole question mark thing seems to work pretty well.
That's right. So we're
So-
we're stealing another page from Philip McKnight, and if you post a question mark and then followed by the question, we will know
It's
that
a little easier to see.
it's a little
Yeah,
easier to see.
Yeah.
But again,
So-
you don't have to pay for, you don't have to do a super chat with that. We're gonna see if we can get some sponsors to help us out with that. You can still do a super chat if you want, but yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, and it's yeah.
And you got to.
But the other thing too is we got to want to talk about that subject at least a little bit,
Well, yeah. I mean, so don't expect me to talk for an hour about stainless frets. I mean,
or and
lacquer.
hopefully the conversation will we won't just talk about this and then this and then this. It may flow into.
it may flow. Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Dave Powers sent you guys
Hey,
a tip.
Dave.
A tip.
Thanks,
for
Dave.
just a tip. No.
Ah.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for the great finish you put on the black limba body. Looks awesome.
Oh, did you get it? Good.
Oh, good.
Good.
That was cool. Good.
And Eric Mingle says templates make him moist.
I
Why do people hate that word so much?
love that word.
I don't have a problem with it.
Thank you, Eric, by the way.
I don't like wet cake, but I do like moist.
I don't like
Sure.
dry cake.
No, no one likes dry cake.
No one likes wet cake, or unless it's tres leches.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
good. So, you know what people do like, Chris?
To rock.
That. But seemingly the other day I said that the mustache is the most malign form of facial hair,
Uh huh.
but people seem to be coming around to mustaches. Now-
Do you think you're setting trends?
No, I don't. I think that I just so happen to be in a trendy area. So Mrs. Toast and I watched the South Park
The COVID
pandemic
Yeah, the
special, and everybody had mustaches, and I'm like, so I sent Chris a message. I'm like, Chris, are you sure you're not still giving ideas to the guys to Trent and what are the guys' names?
Matt and Trey.
Matt and Trey.
Uh-huh.
All right,
I haven't
so
talked to him in several years.
what you guys might not know
So-
is that for the very first season of South Park, and very clearly the latest special, Chris has had something to do with that television show.
I questioned if those guys put like a surveillance chip in you or something.
They
Remember
may
that? I'm
have.
like, do you
Yes.
think those guys put
They
a
may
little
have.
surveillance chip? Because they still steal into shit.
What was some of the things that you dated one of their sisters or
I was
something?
friends with Matt Stone's sister.
Okay.
And this was first season in early on. And it was
So
like,
what
oh,
were-
my brother's got this TV show. We should watch it. Okay.
What were some things that were just a little bit too coincidental?
well, let's just say
besides the mustache. thing.
besides mustaches, Everybody dressing up as Chewbacca for their first Halloween.
Yep.
Was me.
Uh-huh.
Uncle Jimbo's friend Ned with the
With
talk.
what do they call that thing?
The talk box.
The talk
Okay.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Chef as Evil Knievel. Hello. That's me.
So we think that the guys who do South Park might have something in Chris. So watch South Park and see. You'll there's a lot of Chris stuff that I see. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't explain it any
Yeah,
other way.
Now I was uncredited,
I'm totally uncredited.
also unpaid.
Totally unpaid.
But
That's about
yeah, too many coincidences for me to say no.
No,
I don't
that
think
could
so.
just-
There's a bunch of
anybody
other
could-
stuff.
yeah.
That was so long ago, and that's one of the few things that I really should have probably followed up more on was doing more of that.
Dude,
kind of thing,
imagine. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
when
Can
we
you
were
even imagine?
when we were in Nashville. We were telling that story to some of the bartenders at one of the bars that
Uh-huh.
you were trying to score the points with. I don't remember if that happened like that, but
yeah, you tell stories about 25 years ago, something like that.
hey, all I know is I got the mustache, don't I? So yeah. So
Are
anyway,
you a cop?
no,
Hey,
or
I
a
got
fireman.
I got the mustache.
Oh,
don't
hey, I got a mustache. Don't
Do you
I?
want a liter of cola?
So, guys, if you want Chris to grow back his mustache, let us know in the comment section, and I'll see what I can do.
If you guys are gonna keep the mustaches, I think you should have to dress up like 70s Anchorman. Like
Yes.
I do what I want.
The Ron
yeah.
Burgundy crew.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a fan of the mustache.
I don't know if I am or not, but I'm having fun.
I'm a fan of your mustache more than I was a fan of my mustache because it wasn't my mustache.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so Ed said,
Hey, Ed.
the South Park dudes are tracking Chris, and they obviously have friends in the Fender custom shop.
I know, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah.
things that Fender is doing that are sure a coincidence. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
so let's jump right into the main topic of today, which is why people buy expensive guitars. This is
No,
another thing that we've stolen
yeah,
from Philip McKnight,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What am I wrong? Am I?
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah. Why people buy expensive guitars?
So we want to hear from you guys why you think people buy expensive guitars, or why you think people should buy expensive guitars. If you don't think people should buy expensive guitars, we don't really want to hear from you. But
I want to hear that too.
I don't. Yeah. So anyway, so Chris, do you have any ideas about? So wait a minute. So you watched Philip McKnight talk about this for a little while, didn't
I
you?
watched about a minute of it.
Oh, okay. You didn't.
And then no.
Okay.
No. And his reason wasn't my reason. And I think
Okay.
the reason that people buy expensive guitars is because they want the best that you can buy. They want to take out any doubt
Okay.
that it's them and not the guitar, or it's the guitar and not them when they play guitar. And you want something nice, and you want something that nobody else has, so you buy expensive guitars.
Do you think that people want something that nobody else has?
I believe that a lot of people want something that nobody else has.
Okay.
And I also think that people want just the best that you can buy. I can afford the best. I'm going to buy the best.
Like the diamond Rolex or
Sure.
Breitling
Yeah, or the
yeah,
really expensive car that
Tag
does.
Power,
yeah,
whatever.
210.
One of the things that you always hear is, well, this, insert name of lower price guitar here is one of the good ones, or it's just as good as
Just
the
as good.
version of
Uh-huh.
the. But if money were no object, would you still want that thing, or would
Right.
you just get the thing that is nice and cool that you
Sure.
like? So yeah, I think that pride and ownership has a lot to do with it. In like every other industry, there's that whole chicks dig it thing, even if it's not, just for, to try to get girls, but cars and motorcycles and skis and anything that like is a cool luxury item. There's many price points, and there's always going to be, the guy who wants to have or lady who wants to have the most expensivest, most coolest, most baddest ass thing.
The best that you can afford.
No, even if you can't afford it.
Well, no. Okay.
I have a lot of guns that I don't shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, but I think they're cool, and yeah.
So unfortunately, I recently learned that Kylie's 2-year-old daughter
Who's Kylie?
Kylie Jenner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Her 2-year-old daughter is going to preschool with a $12,000 backpack.
I don't that I can't explain.
What is she taking? She's 2.
Are there any questions? Are there any comments coming in?
Oh, there's lots of comments
Let's
about
get
expensive
some of
cars.
them.
Expensive cars. Expensive guitars are like, hey, how big my wallet is, and
Hey,
Yeah.
how big my
I think this was the one little snippet that I got from Phil was that he thinks that people buy expensive guitars because they think it will make them cool.
Well, I think that
And he
a lot
doesn't
of times
necessarily believe that it will make them cool. He believes that expensive guitars are cool, but that it doesn't necessarily make you cool.
Ah, okay. You know, cool things are cool because they're cool.
Yeah.
And that's it's okay to have stuff because it's neat.
Well, and does that make you cool? It makes you a little cooler.
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah.
there's lots of levels of cool. Doesn't turn you into the Fonzie.
No,
But
it
it
doesn't.
does, you know, I mean, if you're, well, and sometimes
All right, let me ask you this.
you can, it can just be, you can be like on the inside track to something that's cool.
Yeah.
And you think it's cool, and that makes you slightly cooler if nobody else thinks it's cool.
If Brad Angove came in today,
Uh-huh.
you'd be like, yeah, whatever. But if Brad Angove came in with a pre-64 Jazzmaster, all
Uh-huh.
original that like Leo Fender jerked off on, okay, maybe not that, but Leo Fender like actually had something to do with it.
How are we gonna tell?
Would you think that was cool?
Oh, that's,
Would you think that was cool, Dead Air Man?
Yeah, I would think that was cool.
So in a way, you could take someone who's totally uncool, Brad, and make him into a cool guy with a cool guitar. Brad is cool. I'm just messing with you guys.
Sure.
See, so
Sure.
having
It
having
makes him
something
cooler. It doesn't make him cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Joseph said that his expensive guitar was just made for him.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
why did you buy the expensive guitar, Joseph?
I used to be that you know, pride of ownership was a big deal, and people gladly paid what somebody was asking for the best stuff. When you went to the car dealership, you didn't haggle. When you went to the electronics store and you bought your new, you know, brand new 21-inch color TV,
Yeah.
you didn't haggle with the guy. You gladly paid it.
When you go to the grocery
And you
store
bragged about
and
it
you
to
got
all your friends. You
and
said-
you got the Del Monte mixed vegetables, you didn't haggle with the checkout lady.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, I'm interested in this jar of pickles, but I'm not interested in your price. And I happen to know
Well, the store brand is
what
priced
you
this,
make
you know.
on these pickles.
Yeah.
And when you're willing to,
Yeah.
you know, talk, then I'll come back and buy these pickles.
That's right.
That's the way I shop for everything. It takes me forever at the grocery store.
You have to haggle with the manager at the grocery store.
I brought that up one time to somebody. He's like, "Oh man, no, I do that all the time. I do that at the butcher counter. Is this your best price?" Like, you ask the guy at the King Supers at the local grocery store if he can do better on the ground chuck.
I wonder like how much he actually ever saved.
He
on
said it works more often than not. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I respect myself.
these
too
bird's
much.
eye frozen things are these store brand are just as good as the bird's eye ones.
Yeah.
But they're $1 less. What
Yeah.
gives?
They're 25 cents more. Yeah.
But you know
so
why? Because it's top.
Top
Of the line.
That's
There's
right.
there's a big difference between store brand frozen broccoli and name brand frozen broccoli.
See,
If you
Doug's
like florets, you get the name brand. If
Yeah.
you like stalks,
You like
you get the
stems.
store brand.
Yes, ma'am.
Doug's bragging, saying to everybody, "Oh, I got Speedo burrito."
Doug
Yeah,
has some
he
very
does.
cool.
Yeah.
So Doug could probably answer very eloquently, actually, why you buy expensive guitars, because he has a lot of really neat guitars. You know, I don't think that Doug keeps all of them either. He's also a very generous guy. So anyway,
Yeah.
he's
yeah, I
sort of
think-
like Elvis.
In a lot of ways, I think if you get into the habit of buying really cheap guitars, pretty soon they don't really mean anything to you, and you just get them and you're like, oh yeah, okay, and you look at it and then you set it in the corner. But if you buy something decent, it may hopefully mean a little bit more to you.
You know, that's an excellent talking point, Chris. As Americans, we are really good at getting presents or buying things. We're not really good at enjoying the stuff that we have. We're really good at accumulating new stuff, but but so yeah, so maybe one of the reasons that people buy expensive guitars is because that instrument means something to them, and they want. It doesn't have to mean anything to anybody else, as long as it means something super cool to them. And that's and so whether you like, a name brand guitar or something that a boutique builder like Chris and I make, that has a meaning to you that nobody else necessarily gets. Yes, ma'am.
Well, Joseph just reminded me that he's left-handed.
Ah, that's true.
So he's got squat and cool options for just buying.
Squat and cool options.
Squat
in cool
options.
options
yeah.
for buying.
There are far fewer cool
Yes.
options for
Yeah.
left-handed players.
Unless it's a Jimi Hendrix, and that way it's still a freaking right-handed
Mm-hmm.
guitar, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeff Child says a perfect
Hey, Jeff.
example of what Chris was saying is the hater maker is the only one on the planet, a guy who won it played for that privilege.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and
he's
there were-
still paying for
There
it.
were just enough people that liked that guitar that it went for really, really good money. So
Yeah.
he wasn't the only guy that liked it.
Yeah.
There might be one other guy that liked it almost as much. And maybe Wednesday he'll get it.
It's now Wednesday.
Well, Tuesday here,
Is that-
Wednesday there.
Well, so wait a minute. So he's got the stand.
He's got the stand.
Why
yeah.
is it going to take the guitar?
Because it missed a plane, and it missed a plane for a
Oh,
weekend.
geez,
so
okay.
so now it's 3 days behind
Okay.
everything else. So yeah, he got
Mercy.
the stand on Friday,
Okay.
and he'll get the guitar. Yeah, which is backwards. That's like getting socks for Christmas. Your first present you open, and it's all the
That's
stuff I don't want.
terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's what I said. Americans are really good at opening presents. They're not very good at enjoying socks.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Yeah, John just threw down a few bucks.
Hey, John,
Yeah,
thank
hey.
you. Is there any other? Does anyone else have any awesome things that we can riff on why to buy expensive guitars? Why expensive guitars are something that you ought to buy?
I think people kind of get to their own comfort zone on how much is expensive, how much is good, how much is also.
That's a great one. Yeah. What is expensive to
yeah.
you or I might
Yeah.
be something might be way in a different spot for someone else.
Yeah, and there's a difference between cheap guitars and expensive guitars, price wise. There's, because cheap guitars, now I'm just dropping the ball.
Well, so Fender is a great company to look at because they have so many price points. You go from the
Yeah.
Squire to the Masterbuilt custom shop thing and everything in between.
And I wouldn't and let's just talk about Fender, not Squire.
Okay, so
Just
Fender.
Fender.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't say that anything that Fender makes is cheap.
But there are many levels of price points. So when is
Yeah.
what's the entry level Fender would be the Fender Standard, right?
Well, no, they've changed all the names.
Oh,
so
okay,
now
okay.
it would be the Player Series.
All right.
And I think most of those guitars are right around $550 to $650, something
Your
like that.
your mileage may vary, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and that's their
So let's say
entry level Fender branded instrument.
So it's a Strat. It's the most basic.
Let's just talk Strat.
Basic
Sure.
Strat you can get.
Okay.
And you could probably spend 10 or 20 times that at the custom shop if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah. But I wouldn't call that just because you can spend $12,000 on a Strat at the custom shop. I wouldn't call the $650 Strat a cheap guitar.
No, I wouldn't either. They're quite good. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Well,
this
yeah.
guy Jason Trail said he still owns his first guitar that he ever bought at a pawn shop over 25 years ago, a PV Nitro, and it's bought and sold a lot between, and then she's the keeper.
That's cool. Guitars that I met the guy who I bought my first guitar from at a show. He had a little guitar shop here in town called Cadillac Guitars, and his name was Jinx Jones. It still is. And I saw him it was in 1983 I bought my first guitar from him. Hey! Who's the winner? Yeah,
What time is it? Nobody had any bets, please.
No bets?
Jesse's running over there as quick as he can.
I think I had no bets. I think I'm the winner.
You won. Sorry about that, you guys. So anyway, in 1983, I bought my very first guitar from Jinx Jones at Cadillac Guitars on Ohio Street in Denver. And many, many years later, I saw him again at a show, and I went and talked to him, and I said, I wanted to let you know that I I bought my very first guitar from you at Cadillac
Uh-huh.
Guitars and blah, blah, blah. And you know what he said? Oh, that's cool. Do you still have it? And I'm like, no, I haven't had it for. So having the first guitar you ever bought, that's neat. I mean, it's especially neat if you can say that several decades later. But yeah, but
I had, it wasn't the first guitar that I bought, but it was the second guitar that I bought when I actually knew a little something about guitars.
Yeah.
And I had that guitar for a really long time, and I never played it. And the reason that I kept it for so long was because it was the first, I called
Yeah.
it my first guitar.
Sure.
And yeah, and then I sold it, and I went, oh, okay. That's okay. I didn't really feel bad about it.
so you don't think that having your first guitar is cool?
No, I think it's definitely
okay.
cool, but
I'm trying to
um,
incite a little bit of.
oh yeah, no,
yeah,
I think
division.
I think having your first guitar is dumb. Why would you want to do that?
Making friends. So, and yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it kind of like putting the chick you lost your virginity to in your basement for a while?
Oh,
Or, no.
Just a while.
I am just sure I don't know what that's like.
Well, going back on what you said, I'm sorry, I went off the rails. So going back to what you were saying earlier about Doug would give people the guitars he buys, and he said it because he wants. When I get a gift to a true guitar player, I'm not going to give him some cheap guitar anyone could get, and I want them to really love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So be friends with Doug.
So that's the key is be friends with Doug. You should be friends with Doug anyway because Doug's a cool guy. But yeah, yeah. So we'd like to hear more of you guys' ideas about why people would buy an expensive guitar. It's an intriguing thing. There are in all the luxury discretionary income fields, there are many subtle levels of pricing, and I want to know you if you want to if you like having the high dollar items.
Well, and isn't there something in? Can't there be something intangible about an expensive guitar?
Sure.
The idea that maybe just one guy worked on it, or it was built specifically for me, or I know this is the best that I can ever possibly get.
Okay.
And that's cool.
Do you think that everybody who likes one expensive thing likes other expensive things?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either
think
because there's a lot of
that-
people who give me shit about what beer I drink and
Yeah.
have never bought a guitar from me.
That's because they're spending all their money on expensive
I
beer.
guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cheapen up on your beer a little bit. I know of guys that have claimed that I'm going to save money. I'm going to save my lunch money. I know guys that stopped buying lunch out and started eating in.
Sure, to
bringing
have-
their own lunch
Yeah.
to save money to buy a guitar. And when they finally got that guitar, it was a fairly special thing.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, and it was a couple $1,000 that they
Yeah.
had to save up.
On that, Paul
That's pretty
and
neat.
Paul says that the most expensive guitar is the one that you buy but never enjoy playing.
Wait, what?
The
Yeah,
most
you don't
expensive-
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get,
and-
Oh
I get
yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
yeah.
saying,
That's
yeah.
true. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. Well, and I've almost had stuff like that, or I've had stuff that I was almost afraid to play
Yeah.
because it was too nice or too.
Yeah, I don't
In
wanna
my case, it
ding
was
it.
too vintage.
Okay.
You were afraid to scuff it up any more than it was already scuffed, and that's no fun either if you can't play it and enjoy it. And that's, I think, part of what I meant by you kind of find your comfort zone
Okay,
and fall
yeah.
into that. I have no interest in owning a $20,000, classic whatever expensive thing, but I'll gladly enjoy a $5,000 classic
okay, so,
expensive
yeah,
thing, or
yeah.
a $3,000 or a $2,000 classic expensive thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's something cool. I think a vintage instrument is you're just the custodian of that.
that's what I.
You're
think.
not really
Yeah,
the owner.
no. And even the ones that I thought I'm going to have this forever.
Yeah.
I eventually didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that vintage is almost a whole separate thing. I want every vintage guitar that I own to leave in almost better shape than
At least
when
that's
I had
good,
it.
yeah.
Well, whether it's even if it's just like a little thing like a good setup or you know,
Clean all the
I
bugs out.
vacuum the case. Yeah, whatever it is, something.
What was that
Yeah.
one? That was the Jazz Master.
was a
or
Jazz
that you had-
Master.
There was a bunch of like weird little
Dead
bugs in.
bugs in it.
Oh
That was
yeah,
the most
that was
disgusting
gross.
thing ever. That whole experience.
Did
was
you do a video
disgusting.
about that? Or-
No, I should.
Whoever has that guitar now, you owe Chris a debt. You're indebted to Chris.
Yeah, I took the pick guard off, and I was like, because it looked fine on the outside, and I opened it up, and I was like, yeah, it looked like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
opening
it's like a
the Ark.
mass grave. Yeah, it was awful.
Oh man, it was bad.
What else are people saying about the expensive
Oh,
guitars?
people are like talking about they're having their first guitars for over 30 years.
Oh,
and-
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could have said yes to Jinx on that, but I had to say no. And that was a Gibson. That was a Gibson SG too.
Was it?
It was a one pickup Gibson SG. I have no idea. That was in the '80s, and I sold it I actually sold it and traded it for another 2 pickup Gibson SG, and I sold that reasonably quickly too. And,
Yeah.
and I should.
Well, if
you
you
know
were
what?
like-
If you had it to do over again, you wouldn't have sold it.
If you were like me, back then, you'd have something, and to get something different, you had to sell
That's
the
right.
other thing.
I was a youngster,
You didn't have
and-
enough
yeah.
money to go and buy the other thing, and you
I could
certainly
have-
didn't have the
I could have
patience
one guitar,
to save
yeah.
up
Yeah.
and buy the other thing. So yeah, so same with cars, same with bicycles, same with virtually everything.
And
you go,
I
"Oh,
want to
could
say
sell that."
those guitars were like $250 then. They weren't particularly expensive. That was back when you could get they were probably both 70s or maybe late 60s, early 70s Gibson SGs. And they were they weren't expensive guitars. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was laughing at this comment. Iced coffee tones. I'm glad my first guitar and first girl are long gone.
Oh!
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Somebody wants to know when the next class is.
The next class is the first Thursday of November, and it's fretwork. And it's going to be a class that Chris does. Chris is going to do all the teaching on that one, and I'm going to sit behind the camera.
You think sitting behind the camera is easy?
You think talking
It's
on the
easy-
camera
it's
is
easier
easy.
than talking, but there's still a lot to do.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fretwork, and we're going to what are we going to do in that class, Chris?
Um,
We're going to press some frets.
uh,
We're
we
going to
could-
have several next.
Yeah,
probably, right?
yeah. We could talk about pressing frets. We'll talk about dressing frets. We'll talk about measuring frets. We'll talk because my favorite thing in the whole world is to measure things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just anything and everything to do with frets.
And then we're going to level and dress some frets.
We'll level and
We're
dress
gonna-
some frets. We'll talk about doing different things to ends. We can talk about fingerboards and
Okay.
maybe we'll have a neck that we can refret.
Ooh.
We have a neck we can refret.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. We can play around a little bit with that. Just all sorts of fret stuff.
That class
And
is
try-
actually...
we're going to try and make people not scared of frets and fretwork.
Okay.
I think
Cool.
that's a good thing.
I think
right?
it is too, yeah.
You know, something that came up a lot in the template class is this idea you're allowed to screw up
Yeah.
and go back and redo it. You know, not everything has to be perfect the first time out of the gate.
Yeah.
And frets are the same way. So, yeah, it'll be fun.
That class is available right now. You can go to the website and purchase that. I believe it's just called Fretwork.
Frets.
It's the November online training class. Cost is $19.99. I am currently working with Jess Carr for a discount code for that class too. That would be super cool. So I don't have it yet, but I'm working on getting it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what else? Is there anything else that we can talk about?
Well, there's people talking about their first guitars.
Okay.
Mostly, yeah.
That's cool.
Was a Martin Sidewinder. Still got it, but it's in bits.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, there was another one too. It was in parts earlier as well, which kind of sucks.
I think that happens a lot. That happens when you decide you want another guitar, but you can't sell the one you have for any amount of money.
Yeah.
And the one you want is out of reach, so you try and turn the one you have into the one you want.
Yeah, we've seen a lot
That
of
happens
examples
a
of
lot. Yeah.
that. What, Chris? What is the reason that you would buy anything? You probably wouldn't buy an expensive guitar these days.
No,
Because because frankly, when it comes to guitars, you could pretty much make anything you wanted.
that is true.
So what's an example of an expensive thing where you would go, you know what, I want the better version of that than
Amplifiers.
okay.
I would spend good money on amps rather than bad money on amps. What else? Bicycles.
okay.
I'm a bicycle snob. I would spend good money on a bike. What else?
I'm becoming more and more
furniture?
of a food snob, actually.
Food snob?
Now, not a beer snob.
Yeah.
Beer is actually wasted on me. I'm not. I know you guys think that all I do is sit around and drink all day, but I'm not really much of a drinker. So beer is kind of like, I don't really care. It's 6 to 1, half dozen the other. I can take it or
It's
leave it.
mostly water.
But food is one of those things where I will absolutely spend. What can I get for an extra buck? And you know, on a
You say that a lot.
$10 sandwich, an extra $1 or $2 is a significant amount of money.
Right.
You know, in terms of a percentage of
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What can I get for 20% more money?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
and it's usually worth it. Now, so let's say that there was the club sandwich with you know, with the Mexican beer and the $500 a night hooker, whatever you're into. What can you get for if you? I'm not sure if the extra if a $20 sandwich is going to be better than. I don't know, we probably should like eliminate the hooker thing.
Yeah. What?
I don't know what
Are we
you
going
get
dollar
for
for
that.
dollar on the hooker and the sandwich? Are we talking like a $12 sandwich? And
No,
a
I was
$4.98 hooker?
I was actually channeling Keanu Reeves had a movie where he talked about that. So
Oh, okay.
all right, so let's say you had let's back up. $10 sandwich.
Uh-huh.
And what can you get for $12? It's
Okay.
usually worth it. Is there such a but what about a $20 sandwich? That sandwich better do a whole hell of a lot for 100% more money.
Right.
Well, I don't know what that would be, but
Happy
yeah.
ending.
I've never had a happy ending
From a
sandwich.
sandwich?
Yeah.
What do you do with a pie?
I know. I was just thinking American sandwich.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a gold sandwich. I don't know.
I don't know either.
So anyway, the whole idea of, so for me,
Ooh, a hooker sandwich.
a hooker
Ooh,
sandwich.
there you go. There. Why didn't I think of that? I'm getting slow in
It
my old age.
seems, you know, I don't know. Oh, there's a lot of TV shows with Charlie Sheen in them. So anyway, yeah. So I think that spending a little bit more to get something a lot better is definitely worthwhile.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And sometimes just seeking out, like, so for example, what's a really expensive Strat go for? Or like, you know, but like a regular one.
Oh, like let's just say 2,500.
So that's a Strat you could buy at, say, Guitar
Yes.
Center. You could just
Yeah.
walk in and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd be happy to sell you a Strat for less than that, and that's a handmade thing. And Fender will be happy to charge a lot more for a custom shop version. So sometimes, like, seeking out what can I get for just a little bit more money, or what can I get if I just kind of up my game a little bit. You know,
Instead
so
of asking
seeking
yourself what's the difference if I step down,
Yeah.
ask yourself what's the difference if I step up?
And I think there are a lot of people who do that. And whether it's
Step up or
whether it's
step down?
a $12 sandwich versus a $7 sandwich,
Yeah.
or you know, a $2,000 guitar versus a $700 guitar, whatever it is.
Invariably, the answer always comes back bacon
Ba-
on all of these
We should ship
questions.
all of our
can't
guitars
get
ship with bacon.
on a $7 guitar.
No,
Correct.
but you
But
can't
you
get a
might be able to get
$7 guitar.
bacon on your $12 guitar.
You know how everyone says that, like, Gibson, when you open the case, it smells like nitrocellulose and how great it is? What if when you
Oh,
opened a Texas
snap.
Toast case, it smelled like bacon every time?
Uh-huh.
How awesome would that be?
Do you know what those guitars actually smell like?
What?
Case.
Case.
They smell like the case. Because you can have the case closed, the guitar could be hanging on the wall, and you open the case and it smells like the
It does.
case.
It off gases the
it's
adhesive for the yeah.
adhesive and the foam and the fur and everything. Yeah.
We need to figure out a way to make. Okay, you guys watch. The next Fender Custom Shop innovation is going to be bacon scented cases. Fender Custom Shop, if you're watching,
Man.
you can have that idea courtesy of your old buddy Matt at Texas Toast Guitars.
There was a comment, I'm going to paraphrase because it's back a little bit, about how, oh, you just assume that we know what we want. And I say that all the time. It sucks having like your options unlimited. Yeah.
There are studies where, you know, if you give people too many options, they default to
Nothing.
the most basic
Yeah,
of options.
yeah. Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I've sort of seen that in real life, but yeah, if you give them too many options,
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming, and they make the most basic of decisions. You know,
Hey.
it's like the grocery store, and there's all these cookies.
Yeah.
What do you buy?
Oreos.
Chips Ahoy. Yeah,
Oh.
Oreos.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Suggestion that
Great.
it should
I don't
smell
even
like toast.
Oreos.
But what
smell
would you?
like toast.
Bacon. Mrs. Toast made bacon sandwiches for us yesterday. Chris and Carrie Ann and I were all sick yesterday. I think we got like that MDF from the template class. I think really messed with my sinuses because I was all runny nose and everything
I
yesterday.
think mine was from the smoke. So I think
I
you
think
guys
mine was
hit
from
the smoke.
too. Yeah, the more I
Yeah,
think
it
about
was-
it,
And Monkey came in. Did you feel sick yesterday? No. All right.
No, it was the smoke.
Jesse's a lot tougher than us.
He
Though.
is.
And he's young.
Yeah.
Monkey said though that he had a sinus deal.
He was
yesterday.
really out in it though too. He said
Yeah,
he
and
was-
he's
yeah.
really close to here as well, where he lives. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a cold. I was hoping it was allergies.
I knew it was the
I was
smoke.
fearing something else, but not really.
And then-
All throughout the day, finally about 10 o'clock last night, I started feeling better, and I went, oh, I bet it was the
So,
smoke.
If all three of us at the exact same time had the
Yeah,
exact
well,
same
that's why it was
symptoms.
and we weren't all
during the
making
worst.
out.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
all of
I
us.
missed. There's a couple people that I was supposed to call yesterday, and I didn't because we ended up taking the day off. So, who was it that asked about the classes? Because I think what they might have meant was, when is the next come to the shop class, and which was not an online class because I owe Dave Dastardly, Dirk Dastardly, Doug Dastardly, Dave. I owe him a phone call, and I have.
It was Timinator.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, he's here.
who?
Timinator.
Tim. Okay. So if I told you I would call you yesterday, I know I blew you off. I was about to say I didn't mean to blow you off, but I did. I'm sorry that I did. Things happen, and I know you understand. But there is a Build a Classic Telly class this month, and right now no one signed up for it. And what we might do is we might commingle that with Build a Classic Strat in November if we can't get enough people.
That would be cool too.
Yeah. But I know I owe some people some phone calls. Someone in a 908 area code. I can't remember the name because I'm old and the mustache drains all of my power. Yeah. So,
Wow.
Chris, what have you got happening this week?
More assemblies. We got a couple of cool ones coming up. More painting. Just more, man.
Do you think that it is possible that we can get the What Would Paul Reed Smith paint job done this week?
Maybe paint.
That's
sure.
just the paint and clear and
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
A lot of people have been asking me about that, and they were like, hey, what's going on with that guitar? And I'm looking forward to showing you an update. It's not going to be a full video. It's just going to be, hey, this is what's happening. What about the EBO bass?
Uh-huh.
Someone keeps bugging me and going, hey, what about the EBO bass? And they said to the guitarologist, hey, make them do another EBO video. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to talk to Chris.
So it's painted now.
Okay.
I filmed that. It's buffed. I kind of want to do one last video where it's all done. I got all the footage. I need to assemble it. We actually need a couple more parts.
We need a
and then
bridge,
it needs
right?
to be, it just needs to be done. And if I have to sit on that footage for a while, I don't want to make 2 more videos on
No,
the guitar.
no.
And it's either going to be one where it's mostly done and then a
And then
reveal
that's it?
video.
Okay.
And then, or one where it's all the way done in a reveal video. But I don't
Okay.
want to make 2 more in a reveal.
Yeah, I don't want to make a
So-
mostly done and then a fully done and a reveal, or a
Yeah.
mostly done and a reveal. What? Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
best to just have. Well, actually, yeah, a whole thing done and then a reveal video would be.
That would be the
whatever.
best because that's what people want.
People want EBO bass stuff. That's
Yeah.
what they want.
Yeah, but it is moving on, and patience is a virtue, and
Will your patience be rewarded?
It will be.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and you'll love it.
I love it.
Yeah, and the guy that owns it loves it.
Yeah.
So
That's all that counts.
yeah,
He
so
was
simmer
supposed to
down.
come here yesterday, and you and I took a sick day.
Yeah.
Chris Ernst was supposed to come here yesterday, and we took a sick day.
Supposed to be a
Walt was
pretty-
supposed to come here
pretty
and pick
fun
up
day.
his daily
Yeah.
driver, and we took a sick day.
Yeah, that was. I was actually bummed that yesterday didn't happen.
But I
Because it
didn't
was-
Well, it's
want
better-
anybody to
it's
get
better,
sick because
like,
it's like
Yeah.
4 people at least were coming over.
Yeah.
So I called you, and I thought you'd be like, yeah, whatever, you big wuss.
Wuss.
And you said, oh, my nose is kind of runny too.
And I was
"Oh,
sick
okay."
too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I asked. Yeah, well,
I was worse because I had the flu
Mrs.
shot and it
Toast,
kind of
yeah.
up in my shoulders and stuff, and it was,
Mhm.
yeah. And I was like, no, I don't think this is.
Maybe that's what my problem is.
You got the flu shot too?
No.
Oh. So,
yes, ma'am.
wait, I was gonna say something and I totally lost it.
We're all ears.
Oh, so Timinator is interested in in-person class.
In-person class. So the next one is actually scheduled for October, I think 17th. You'll have to go to the website and check my memory, but I think it's October 17th. It's Build a Classic Telly. And if we don't get enough people signed up for that, we're going to commingle that with our November class right around the same time, November 15th, I think. It's my birthday is actually in
how-
that class.
How many is?
My birthday's in the first class.
Yeah, it's all about birthdays. How many is enough people?
I'd like to have a minimum of 2 people.
Yeah,
for the
1 is not
classes.
enough. 2 is okay.
Yeah.
3 is better.
4
And
is
one
the-
is no
4
fun
is
for
the
the
best.
person going
No.
either. Yeah.
Is there another thing, love? Is
Yep.
that
Oh, yeah, it
happened?
is Tom L.
Tom L.
Really love the longer videos, like the Leo Fender series. Please keep them coming.
So again, I like the multi-part stuff about as much as I like getting kicked in the balls, because not everybody watches that. But if you can find people to watch them, if you can find 2,000 or 3,000 more people to watch them, I'll do more. No, I'll do more of them. It's just kind of a bummer when I think what people want is their attention span is so small. They want everything condensed into like a 10-minute video, super high speed action. And, from the start of my colored pencil thing to me playing it, or, I put a bunch of seashells in epoxy and then I bolted a neck to it and now it's a guitar. Check it out. Isn't it cool? I think that's what people are looking for in a video now. And what they don't always want is those deep dive.
You could put like
Things.
the director's cut out.
I
You
look
know-
when it's all done.
No, like what you do, you edit it down to the
Yeah.
the goldfish.
Yeah.
You know,
Duh.
yeah.
Maybe the thing to do
well,
is
and then
just
you
to-
do the director's cut, which is like the 20-minute version of the 4-minute version you gave the other.
The thing to do is probably be true to myself and not really worry about we have a core of people who follow us and like what we do and want to see more of it, like Tom. So maybe the thing to do is just to make whatever videos we make. They take as long as they take. Sometimes they're in multiple parts. Sometimes they're in one part. And if, one of them gets 100,000 views and the other one gets 100 views, that's just the way it goes. And we just got to be true to the way that we do things and keep doing it. That's probably the way to go, and not worry so much about what video does and doesn't get the most views. So Tom, you're right. If you like them, we'll keep doing them.
I want to bring it back to the classes.
Yes, ma'am.
There's been a couple comments about Chris's painting prowess,
Mhm.
and a couple questions about, hey, what about some finish classes?
Finish classes are something that we want to do. It's
The problem with those is there's a lot of drying time involved. There's very little. There's a lot of steps, but they're all relatively short, and then there's lots of waiting time. And
Yeah.
That would be like face dance time.
Yeah, it would be. So we'd have to figure out a way around a lot of that stuff. Maybe if we had a bunch of stuff in various stages of what they need to be, that
And
would be okay.
yeah.
But they want to go home with their thing.
They want to go
Yeah.
home with
Yeah,
their own
yeah.
cool thing.
Well, and that's a tough one. I mean, it's really tough. So we'll figure something out.
To me,
We'll get Jesse to teach it.
Jesse's
That would be the easiest.
Jesse's
to be honest.
very
with you.
good at paint.
Oh, hey, I don't know how much this would be worth, but you can hire Chris and buy him a plane ticket and a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then he can come to your place
Yeah.
and paint with you.
Yeah. Chris can be your psychic friend. The like I say, the downside to that, don't you remember that? The Todd Bridges
Yes.
was on oh no, it's a Christopher Walken psychic
Oh, that was
friends.
it. It's a Christopher
Yeah.
Walken.
Todd will come to your house and be your friend. I don't know why no one's calling. So so the problem is, so imagine this: if you guys came here and there was like let's just say a body blank that you could paint, the first step would be sealer, and then okay, you seal it up and then you wait for 2 days, and then you sand it and then you seal it again. You wait for 2 days, and then you sand it and you seal it again. You wait for another 2 days, probably. Then you can spray color and then spray clear, and then wait for 2 days, and then wet sand and buff, and then wait for a day, and then buff some more, and then you get to go home. So it'd be a 2-week class that would actually be just a few minutes every day.
But you know what would
Yeah.
be really cool?
What's
is
that?
if we had freaking guitar camp. 2 weeks in the summertime after this bullshit's over. We can get a limo for taking it around the
There's
dispensary.
got to be a way to do this to where we can have many things that are in stages that you can spray sealer on.
Mm-hmm.
You can, okay, they might not necessarily be your guitar, but you could, so a question for everyone who wants finishing classes.
We're gonna Tom Sawyer a bunch of people, aren't we?
Yeah, it sounds like it's time to go. Hey, you get to come here and you get to spray and sand sealer, and then you get to.
Sealer class.
I just don't know how much fun that's going to be.
It's not gonna be any fun.
So, yeah, that might be.
Oh wait, I'm teaching it. It's gonna be so much fun.
That might be one of those things that's better suited for a multi-part video.
Yeah. Yeah, or even a several month, online kind of a thing, like where we break it out.
Yeah, guys, we just
Maybe.
don't know how to do this. And then someone's going to go, what about UV activated paint? Yeah, maybe. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so JP said do an online and have Chris play surf guitar between the stages.
For 2
Yeah, for
days.
2 days.
I know a lot of
Do
songs.
your trick,
I don't know
monkey.
that many songs. Yeah. Good lord.
There's a way to do it. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
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 But if you guys have any ideas, I'm certainly open to them. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, guys, so thanks for joining us. Sundays are always fun. We always talk about weird stuff. Turkey sandwiches and hookers. I don't know how that happened, but we somehow I devolved into that. Mustaches
sandwich.
and hookers.
Is that why
Hooker
you're
stand.
supposed to eat Thanksgiving dinner like early
I guess so, yeah.
for extra hooker time?
I don't know the answer to that. Remember that this Thursday is the first of our super exciting live Q&A. We answer your questions about building guitars, and we look forward to having as many of you guys be there as possible. That's going to be at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Chris is probably going to make the thing and post it very early. We'll go ahead and get that started. We're going to do it for at least the rest of the year, and if it goes as according to plan, we'll probably go into 2021.
That'll be a whole new thing.
It's going to be a whole new thing for us. I love the live videos. And what do you think of the live videos?
Yeah, they're fun.
So get your guitar building questions ready for us, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys and ladies out there joining us for that. All you guys and lady to join us for that.
And it'll be serious, but it'll also be fun.
Yeah, it's not going to be have a beer with Matt class.
No, it's going to be a little more serious, a little more real.
Yep.
But it'll also be fun.
Yeah, I think it's
'cause
going to be a lot of fun.
That's what we do.
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for joining us this Sunday, and look forward to seeing you on Thursday. This is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time.